and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the stage, Young-hee Lee.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here in Berlin once again. We have been busy launching new innovation all year long. And this is the last, but certainly not the least, major new product showcase for the year. About a month ago, we introduced the most intelligent smartphone to you. At that time, we had a chance to briefly introduce our Phone Plus trilogy. It's an ecosystem of devices and services that all work seamlessly with the Galaxy smartphones at the center of it all. And so, we didn't just focus on our latest smartphone features. We showed you how it all works together seamlessly and beautifully. Today, I'm going to share the latest addition to our evolving Phone Plus ecosystem. When I introduced the Gear S2 last year, it marked the beginning of a new era in smartwatch design. Samsung transformed the smartwatch category because we have a deep heritage in smart wearable devices. That heritage and our accumulated insight enabled us to break new ground with a beautiful rotating bezel and intuitive usability of the Gear S2. Today, I am proud to complete and perfect the Gear S series even further. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Samsung Gear S3. Let's start with the design, my personal passion point. First and foremost, the Gear S3 looks and feels like a real watch. From a distance, you'd never know that the Gear S3 is a smartwatch. It's just a smart-looking watch. Elegant, sophisticated, timeless. Even though this is one of the most beautiful watches in the world, and that is true, we know you wouldn't wear it if it didn't do something meaningful for you. The Gear S3 has been designed with the intent from the start to provide unmatched toughness with a long battery life, to always be connected, making every task easy and seamless. To me, that is the genius of the new Gear S3. You see, a great smartwatch is not just about better technology. A smartwatch is about offering a better lifestyle. It is about enhancing all the great experiences in our lives and bringing them together in one place. Of course, people wear a watch to tell time, but we all know that a watch does so much more than that. In fact, most of the time, people wear one for style or to express their personality. Today, we want more from the device on our wrist. We want a watch that tells us how fast we run and how high we climb. We want a watch that's a phone too. A watch that plays the music we love and connects us to the information we need. And we know that you value selection. That's why our watch face is completely customizable with thousands of designs to choose from. It's like wearing a different watch, literally every day of your life. Furthermore, to ensure you have options to match your style, we have continued partnership with some of the world's most renowned industrial designers and artists. You will see our co-works shortly. Of course, the key to any good smartwatch is that it's user-friendly. I dare you to try rotating bezel on our watch and not become obsessed. It has the response of a touchscreen with a feel of rotating gear. Because our lives are so demanding, we demand a product that understands us and makes our lives more efficient and more fun. Unlike some other smartwatches on the market, the Gear S3 is a circle of endless possibilities, not a square that puts you in a box. The Gear S3 comes in two styles. For explorers who strive to live at the cutting edge of adventure, we offer the bold and durable Gear S Frontier. And for changemakers who want the unimmersed in streamlined efficiency and minimal style, the Gear S3 Classic is the perfect match. Before I leave, I would like to emphasize, if you are one of the millions who own a Gear S2, we are not leaving you behind. The new Gear S3 is only adding to our growing portfolio of smartwatches. Today, what you see is our complete smartwatch collection that meets the unique needs and wants of your individual lifestyle. We have achieved not only great smartwatch, but great watch. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage renowned journalist, watch expert, and founder of a blog to watch, Ariel Adams.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Berlin and hello to everyone around the world watching tonight for the global launch of the Samsung Gear S3. Usually I am in your seat writing about events, not hosting them, but tonight my role is very different, and it is to share with you the ins and outs of appreciating a great watch in the same way that you already know how to appreciate great technology. I've been writing about watches for almost a decade, and many people call me a watch expert. Some people also call me a watch snob. I wouldn't disagree with them. I'm experiencing an intersection of two passions of mine, watches and technology. Again, I don't need to tell you about the measure of great technology, but I can tell you the measure of a great watch. It's the materials, design, how it makes you feel, but also what it says about you to others. Young-hee Lee said the Gear S3 is a great smartwatch. So let's find out if it's also a great watch. To do that, let's bring up our first guest, Head of Marketing, Samsung Electronics Nordic, Adam Fors. Great to see you, Adam.
Same.
So, welcome to my world of watches.
Thank you so much. You know, we are so glad we finally got your attention. Because actually, we've been in this world for a while. The Gear S3 is the 7th, and I think that's worth repeating. It's the 7th iteration. And during that time, we've learned a lot what it takes for Gear S3 to join watch collections around the world.
You know, Adam, to convince true enthusiasts, you need a watch that they're excited to add to their collection.
Yeah, we know. And to get there, we had to learn more about the tradition the philosophy, and the culture of watches. Your world, Ariel.
Exactly.
And from feedback on the Gear S2, we knew we were on the right track with a round face and the rotating bezel.
What you're describing is what I would call wearability, and I agree that you made a major step forward with the Gear S2.
Yeah.
So what did you do with the Gear S3 to make it even sexier?
Yeah, that was a difficult one, but we actually realized it's not about chips and circus. The first priority was to design a watch that was sensual, attractive, touchable.
Sexy.
Well, those are your words, but you're right. That changed everything. Suddenly, it wasn't a gadget. It was a true watch. The look, the feel, materials, finishings, everything a watch lover pays attention to. Then, once we got that right, we added a technology we know our customers want. That Samsung Touch.
The Samsung Touch, that sounds a lot like innovation, which is what it is, and that's refreshing because true novelty has been lacking in the watch world for quite some time. So, tell me, who buys a smartwatch?
Well, based on our consumer research, we found that people who are already wearing watches are the ones more likely to buy smartwatches. So we realized if we're going to do this right, we needed an insider.
Well, Adam, you made a great choice with that insider. He's someone I've known for a long time, and he's our next guest. He's one of the most prolific, iconoclastic, and bold watch designers in the world, with more than 30 years of experience creating timepieces that I find very fascinating. Please welcome to the stage, Yvan Arpa. Wow, seeing you two together is so exciting for me. Tech and tradition side by side, it's amazing. Adam, tell me, what was the main reason that Samsung chose to work with Yvan?
Well, take a look at the guy, wouldn't you?
I think you know the answer to that.
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, Yvan, like us, takes risks and innovates in a really meaningful way. And that's why we chose him.
Okay, Yvan.
Yes.
Samsung called upon you. Why did you accept?
Listen, smartwatches are a revolution in my industry. And I wanted to design a tech piece that would still look good in 20 years. Another thing is the Samsung design team. Fantastic to work with.
Okay. Yvan, tell us,
Yes.
what in your opinion as a watch designer makes a great watch?
3 things: proportion, tactile experience, and choice. To create a pleasing proportion is very difficult. The size of the Gear S3 is ideal because it allows us to really match the dial with the proportion of the case.
Okay, so you talked about tactile experience, which is how a watch feels. How do you integrate that into a product?
The idea is to make the watch so visually appealing, you cannot keep your hands off it. That takes quality materials treated well. Texturing, also called knurling, enhances touchability and gives a better grip. That means when you feel a certain part of the gear, you know what part it is and how to use it without looking. And finally, responsiveness. How does something feel when you push it, when you turn it, or spin it? And you can only get that level of design flexibility with 316L steel. This is the same steel used in high-end traditional watches and in the Gear S3. In a nutshell, Ariel, that's the Swiss approach.
It is.
Yeah, and this is something the watch industry knows about, but we at Samsung had to learn. And it's a big part of what Yvan brought to the table. These guys knows the stuff.
Yvan, you mentioned that there was 3 things to make a great watch, and the last one was choice. Explain that.
Yes, it is to have the right watch for the right situation and for different personalities.
Yeah, and that's why we created 2 versions, the Frontier and the Classic. Add Samsung's broad range of straps and watch faces, and you can express a different personal style every day of the year.
Adam, you're wearing the Classic, and Yvonne, you're wearing the Frontier.
Yes.
And it's cool. When you're into watches like us, you spend a lot of time talking about what they look like, but it's also important to think about what they look like to others. Yvonne, I see you dressed a little bit darker, edgier, so the Frontier complements you pretty well. It's bold, adventurous, robust.
Thanks.
Adam, you're dressed a bit more smart, and I like that because it fits with the Classic style and its polished case. Suave, sophisticated, elegant, what you'd say is a classic look.
Thank you.
But sort of now that we've established how the watches can fit into various lifestyles, let's talk about how they're built to withstand those lifestyles and look beautiful afterwards.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we designed the Gear S3 to be IP68 rated. Both watches are protected from dust and dirt and are water resistant. They can pretty much handle anything everyday life throws at you. Frontier also has military level protection to withstand extreme temperature. In Sweden, from the sauna to the ice cold water, no problem. And no need to worry about the watch getting hit against walls, slammed against table, or being dropped. It's shock resistant. And the face is protected with Gorilla Glass SR+.
Adam, I'm wondering where you don't wear your watch.
Nowhere.
So let's sum it up. As a longtime watch wearer, can I expect the same level of daily durability from the Gear S3 as the watches I'm more familiar with wearing?
Yeah, well, the good news and the simple news is yes, you can.
Okay, that answers that. Yvonne,
Yes.
you come from a place with hundreds of years of watchmaking tradition.
True.
If your colleagues were here tonight with us, what do you think they would be thinking?
Probably traitor. No, seriously, I would hope they would be pleased because they see how the value and tradition were embraced and respected.
Okay, Yvonne, thank you so much.
Thank you to you, Ariel.
Adam, awesome to see you. I'll see you guys after the show.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yvan Arpa and Adam Fors. Hold tight, everyone. We're about to be joined by one of Samsung's top leaders to explore how the Gear S3 fares in the tech world. But right after this word from our sponsor. Wow, pretty cool. Joining us now is Head of Portfolio Strategy for Europe, Mark Naughton. Welcome, Mark.
Hi.
Okay, so you are Head of Portfolio Strategy. What exactly does that mean?
Basically, that means I'm the product guy.
All right. Well, as the product guy, I'm hoping you can tell me some of the exciting things that Gear S3 does. But first, I noticed how cool it was that you can see the display in your watch from a few feet away. How'd you guys do that?
Well, that's what we call the always-on display. It's really sophisticated technology that helps the Gear S3 always look like a real watch when it's on your wrist. I mean, it's cool, right?
It really is.
And if you look closely, you can even see the second hands going. It works similar to how we do it on the Galaxy S7 and the Note 7. The bright display has 16 million colors and can be seen from a distance.
Mark, that is super important to watch guys like me. You know, if you think of a watch as having a body and soul, the case is the body and the face is the soul. With this, in my opinion, you've really completed the picture. All right, it looks cool, but is it useful?
Of course, now you can even leave your wallet behind with Samsung Pay on the Gear S3. It's NFC and now even MST compatible, so nearly any credit card terminal will accept payments from the Gear S3. The Gear S3 also has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, barometer, and now even built-in GPS, which opens up a ton of possibilities, especially supporting our users' active lifestyles.
You know, Mark, most of the traditional style GPS watches I know of really only use it for the time and date.
You're right, but don't worry, we use it for a lot more than that. For example, next time you go skiing, you won't need a phone to stay on course. You can also track your altitude when you're up a mountain with the integrated Altibarometer app. And with the new Speedometer app, you can compare your top speed with your friends and see who's really the fastest, which I can tell you right now, that is never me.
But you keep trying, right?
Always trying, but it's never me. And in a case there's an emergency, another feature that could come in handy is the ability to send out an SOS.
Does that mean the Gear S3 can communicate without a phone?
Absolutely, and they can do a lot more than that. With a standalone LTE connection, you can even stream music using Spotify with no buffering.
Neat.
You can also make calls using S-Voice because there's a built-in speaker and microphone, so you can just start the conversation right away without needing an earpiece. And this is all happening directly on your wrist. You can either accept or reject a call and manage notifications like turning off alarms just using the bezel. I mean, Ariel, no one else does it like this, and everyone agrees this is the way to do it. It's just so natural.
Natural is good. I really love the promise of convenience that this offers, and I know a lot of people want their smartwatch to help them get a lot more done, but more importantly, to focus on living their lives.
Well, you're right. Well, that's exactly what we do. So whatever your passion is, be it music, leisure, knowledge, health, or even work, it's just sitting there, right there on your wrist.
As a watch lover, I have to say, I am really excited about this expanded role that watches can have in our life. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, exactly. For example, if you need it, the Gear S3 has the same level of knock security as our smartphones. And let me tell you how one of my friends uses it with his car that has BMW connected. It's basically a mobility companion that allows him to monitor and control the features on his dashboard, like the heater or even the AC.
Sounds useful. So I guess what you're saying is that the watch allows people to connect with other things that they're passionate about.
You're right, and we have a ton of available apps. I mean, just take a look at some of these on the screen.
Well, there are a lot of apps, and that is great, but tell me, how long can it do all of this stuff for?
Well, don't worry, we've amped up the battery as well, so I can go 3 to 4 days just on a single charge, so I never feel anxious that I'm going to run out of power.
Okay, I've still been noticing the dial on your watch. Which one do you have on right now?
Okay, so check out, I have this one right now. I find it's really elegant and clean, and it's got some useful information on the dial. Moon phase, calendar. It's really cool.
It is. And you know, that's one of the things I really like about smartwatches, and that's that you can change the watch face all the time. That's obviously something you can't do with a traditional watch.
You're right, and we've got a ton of available options. Or you can even go and create one of your own and download them. It's so easy.
I like to think of it as the fact that now people can change their watch to reflect their mood.
You're right, and in addition to the digital customization that I've just shown you, we also offer physical customization. Our straps are industry standard 22 millimeters. So if you want to mix things up, you're free to use any watch straps available on the market today. And we've also designed a selection of handcrafted, genuine leather straps to suit your individual style. And in case that isn't enough, we also have loads of different styles from SMAP and our many other accessory partners. Or I guess in your case, Ariel, you can probably use one of the hundreds you've already got.
Yeah, you know it. Okay, now please join us in welcoming to the show a renowned artist, designer, and creator, Arik Levy. Welcome, Arik.
Great to be here.
So over the past few minutes, Adam, Yvonne, and Mark have been giving us a peek behind the curtain of design and technology in the smartwatch world. Arik, now that you're in that world, tell us a little bit about what it was like to work with Samsung.
Well, working with Samsung was a great experience because they have actually put up for me a great platform to play with.
Sure.
And this is an opportunity for me as an artist and a designer to walk in and create something new and different. It was challenging, it was motivating, it was exciting, and I think the results are there.
So as an artist, tell us, what is your design philosophy?
Design philosophy, first is a lifetime experience of what I've done till now and what I've experienced. But to start with is improving everyday's life, giving something new, inventing what has not been there before, going somewhere that I have not been there, and bringing the company, giving Samsung with me to develop and to create a new generation.
That makes sense. So how exactly did you apply that design philosophy to the watch faces and straps that you designed for the Gear S3?
The Gear S3 was, the challenge was to not create just another graphics, but to create a generative evolution, to create something which is new, different, that goes from one screen to the other in the same world, but never looks the same. That the watch becomes the person, not the person becomes the watch. So this is the first time that these sort of products are adapting to who we are, our personality, giving choice, giving specifics that one can choose. It's the colors, the speed, the relationship to time, and so on. I designed 4 different faces and 4 different straps. Each one of these faces and straps are related to my artwork, the paintings, to the sculptures in a different way. So the facets of the very big monumental sculptures are developing a visual that no one can really see in his own eyes, and that's what I'm doing here.
That's cool. Honestly, it is amazing to see interesting artists work in areas that I'm passionate about. Arik, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Mark, thank you as well.
Thanks, Harold.
Let's give a round of applause to Arik and Mark and the rest of our guests. Tonight, in this brief time, we've shared some key insights into what makes a great watch. I am really impressed with what Samsung has done with the Gear S3. But now it's time for you to decide what makes a great watch and how great the Gear S3 is. It has been an honor to bring you into my world, right here in your world. Once again, thank you to everyone watching and our guests. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Attention all media guests. Please proceed to the foyer, then down 1 level to the experience zone, and get your hands on the Gear S3. Our hosts will assist and guide you. All other guests, proceed to the foyer to experience our VR devices. Then proceed to the rooftop for food and drink.